Hello, good evening. Hi, good evening. Welcome to Alisan Fine Arts, our Autumn Talk series on Hong Kong women artists beyond the stereotype. I'm so glad that you could join us both in person as well as virtually on Zoom and Facebook Live. Held in conjunction with the gallery's current exhibition, Uniquely Hong Kong, a celebration of Hong Kong art, this is the last talk in our series focusing on Hong Kong artists. The previous topics included the history of Hong Kong art, what defines Hong Kong art, and Made in Hong Kong. These talks, as well as the one today, can be found on our YouTube channel in case you missed them. For those of you who know me, I'm Daphne King, the gallery director. And before I hand over the mic to our lovely speakers here this evening, I would like to introduce them briefly. First, we have Michelle Wong. She's going to be the moderator this evening. She's a researcher at Asia Art Archives, a nonprofit organization in Hong Kong. Her past projects have included the Hong Kong Art History Research Project, organized in collaboration with the Hong Kong Museum of Art, the Hapik Chun Archive Project, which forms a key part of the graduate course developed in collaboration with the Fine Arts Department of the University of Hong Kong. In London, Asia, a collaborative project with the Paul Mellon Center for Studies in British Art. Next to her, we have Nancy Wu, a modern painter who's distinguished for her East-West style. Born in Guangzhou and raised in Hong Kong, she studied at Cornell and Columbia University. Her artwork showcases her distinct multi-layer wash technique, employing a unique synthesis of ink and wash to create a dynamic work on trend paper. And her works can be seen right here behind me. When she first moved back to Hong Kong, she eased into the local art scene as a lecturer at the Fine Arts Department at the University of Hong Kong. Currently, her work has been collected by the Hong Kong Museum of Art, the Hong Kong Heritage Museum, and the University of Hong Kong, as well as the Guangzhou Museum of Art, to name a few. And next to her, we have Rosanna Lee. Rosanna Lee is a ceramicist and a design educator who's best known for her trademark ceramic sculptures depicting voluptuous women. Her work has been collected. This year, she has also been awarded the Artist of the Year for arts at the 14th Hong Kong Arts Development. And her work can be seen behind us over here. Although her figures are plump and they defy today's aesthetic appeal, they are nimble and humorous. And they capture the contentment and vitality of the simple folk life in Hong Kong. Currently, her work is on display at the Hong Kong Museum of Art. And they are also collected by the Hong Kong Heritage Museum and the Guangdong Museum of Art, and many other institutions. And next to her, we have Winnie. Next to it, sorry, let me introduce Angel first. Next, we have Angel, who is the youngest in the group. She is a Hong Kong-based emerging artist who specializes in contemporary ink painting. She is recognized for her unique practice of reconfiguring common objects to reveal properties of fine art. In particular, Hui's Chinese ink work on tissue paper is probably something that most of you would recognize. We showed a piece of that work in a previous exhibition that we held. For this current show, she has 4 paintings here. It's part of a series called My Little Hong Kong, and they were painted especially for this show and is in a direct response to the current pandemic. Inspired by crockware, the images depict famous artists in the center wearing a face mask, and they're surrounded by disinfectant solution. And as part of the series, to round it off, the 4th framed image is a mirror, so that we, the viewer, can participate in this experience with our masks on. Hui has received numerous art awards, including scholarship from China Education Development Foundation, a silver award of the New Art Wave International Artist, and she was also a finalist of the Hong Kong Fine Art Prize in 2014. In 2016, she was invited by Elaine Crawford to create an art window display showcasing her modern interpretation of Chinese traditions. And last year, she was invited to exhibit in a group show hosted by the Office of the Government of the HKSAR at the Rosewood in Beijing. And last but not least, we have Winnie Mak. She was born in Hong Kong and she moved to Canada in the 1970s to study Western art and painting. As an amalgamation of her experience, imagination in creating peaceful and pleasant images, extremely meticulously done, and they're inspired by nature, and gives us, those in Hong Kong, momentary detachment from the urban commotion that we experience here in Hong Kong. Her works have been included in the permanent collection of the Dunhuang Art Center in China and the University Museum and Art Gallery at the University of Hong Kong, as well as other institutions around the world. Just a few notes of housekeeping. Due to the timing, we'd like to keep the questions to the end. But for those of you who are on Zoom and Facebook Live, feel free to start submitting your questions during the talk, and hopefully we'll be able to get to them at the end. So without further ado, I will hand the mic over to Michelle.
So thank you everyone for being here. Should I make a few notes about language?
Sure.
Yeah, so the talk will be actually in Cantonese, but I think if need to be, I can also summarize as we go along on how it goes. So I prepared as many questions to ask the many artists here, but I think what we'll try to do is I'll go through some of the questions and then have everyone sort of go through their answers, and if you feel free to sort of respond to the other speakers' questions, we can also do that so that we can also have a more informal and freer conversation.
咁我轉台咯，轉我廣東話台。咁就係啦，因為大家可能冇咗係廣東話啦，咁講廣東話就會舒服啲、方便啲。咁其實就準備咗一系列嘅問題去問幾位講者嘅。咁其實我哋做呢個講座之前有見過次啦。咁當時又發現到其實4位藝術家都係時代女性啦，非常諗嘢嘅方式非常之獨立自主啦。咁其實想問下4位你哋咁樣嘅做事嘅方式啦，或者咁樣嘅性格，當係你哋有咩人生經歷係形成咗咁樣嘅諗法嘅？
我冇諗㗎 I just do it from my heart and passion。呢個其實係幾得好似 Nancy 講嘅，我特別諗，但係因為你問我問題，即係今日我會諗下。咁我知道就唔係我諗咧，我因為係即係我屋企就有3個女嘅，咁有爸爸，咁佢其實成屋都係女人嚟嘅喎，我哋。但係原來咧最惡嗰個最巴閉嗰個係爸爸都係。咁所以咧有時即係都會諗下啫其實就唔係話一個 minority 咧就係會蝕底嘅，反而個 majority 可能都係要聽個 minority 嘅話都唔定嘅，咁可能身邊都會影響到我睇，即係我做作品嗰時可能都想或者唔喺屋企擺得平嘅問題咧，可以喺個作品度擺平嗰度定。
When I do my art, I never think of, I just an individual. I do whatever I want. I never care. I never think of male or female. There's never a problem for me. I have 3 brothers, by the way.
Just 3 brothers. Yes.
就係有呢個問題令我諗翻起我個名，其實我個中文名叫許開嬌，咁其實我開字咧係跟族譜嘅，咁原來我聽翻我屋企人講，原來喺佢哋嘅 family history 咧，開字輩咧係要男丁先可以嘅，但係嗰時候我爹哋堅持，即係我係佢唯一個女啦，我都冇兄弟姊妹嘅，咁佢就覺得我係應該要跟翻我哋屋企人，即係呢個輩係要開字，佢亦都係 ignore 咗啲例如男丁先可以有呢個名，而嗰時候我係開始先發現原來 有啲嘢係喺呢個社會入邊，有啲嘢原來係已經係落咗個定義，就係男仔先可以有嘅，有啲女仔先可以冇咁。咁但係我又覺得我爹哋嘅 decision 就令到我有另一個睇法，就係原來我哋亦都可以打破一啲舊時嘅規矩，然後 make 一啲新嘅嘢咁樣咯。咁陣間可以再講多啲嘅。
其實我哋想繼續問落去，即係由一個即係家庭人生經歷咁樣係可能係大家嘅屋企，即係我其實我都係一個獨女嚟嘅。咁但係我從來都冇屋企裏面冇話過，因為我係女仔可以做啲乜嘢，唔可以做啲乜嘢。咁所以從來我做嘅好多人生嘅決定，其實都係根據我自己覺得適合嘅嘢去做啦。咁但我即係想延伸落去問嘅問題就係，咁喺學校嘅情況裏面有冇一啲情況係令到你覺得作為一個女性有啲事係可以做，有啲事係未必可能需要做嘅，係喺藝術學院裏面啦，或者甚至乎可能係嗰陣時你美國讀大學嘅時候啦，當時咁樣有冇一啲咁樣嘅情況令到佢反思，即係可能你與生俱來嘅性別係會對你將來做嘅嘢有影響嘅。
我細個咧就喺永遠都喺 co-ed school 讀嘅男嘅學校，尤其是喺培正，我就好曳嘅，因為都俾人罰嘅。咁我喺屋企咧個地位亦都唔係高嘅，因為第三個女係失望嘅，應該係仔嘅，所以我自細至大都好似要打仗咁嘅。咁所以我即係冇乜嘢懼怕。咁我畫畫嘅時候啊，我畫牆畫乜嘢俾先生罰我都唔得嘅，我係好獨立嘅，從細都。
我就係喺女校讀過，小學又喺女校啦，同埋中學都喺女校嘅。咁反而咧就同屋企嘅情形有啲唔同嘅喎。嗱，即係屋企爸爸就話事咧，咁但係咧而喺女校咧，特別喺中學嗰時候都有啲男先生嘅，啲男先生成日俾我哋蝦嘅。咁我又覺得其實即係大家都呢一個機會唔均等啦咁樣嚇。I don't know really. At home, I do whatever I want, according to the rules. And in school, I'm a very good student. I'm in co-ed school. That's about it. There's never anything that I was told as a girl or as a female you shouldn't do, or you should do more. Never. I think I'm quite normal.
我嘅情況有啲似嘅，就係我都係讀咗7年中學嘅女校，而我係修女學校嘅7年咗。咁我嘅學校係的確好多 rules 嘅，咁係可能一直以來，例如我哋啲裙一定要過個膝頭啦，我哋連紮邊都要跟翻我哋學校嘅校服顏色啦，跟住耳環啊、頭髮嘅髮型。其實我覺得又有趣嘅係，我小學咧係天主教學校，而我哋女仔唔可以留長頭髮。我小學咧，我記得每次我媽咪打我剪頭髮，我就喊㗎啦，因為佢一定要剪到耳仔呢邊。即係我嗰時候我係好細個，我理解唔到點解我係女仔，我唔可以好似媽咪咁留長頭髮，我一定要剪短咧咁樣。跟住去到我哋個小學改革，去到我小4開始就啲女仔就可以 suddenly 又留翻長頭髮咁樣咯。所以我係經歷緊一啲好疑惑，點解一時可以咁樣，一時唔可以咁樣咧？因為喺中學期間，咁我都有不停諗嘅。keep 住諗到創作，咁尤其是我大學係讀藝術學院啦，通常我哋嗰幾屆都女仔嘅比例係比男仔多，所以對於我嚟講，升到大學我都覺得係讀緊女校差唔多。同埋好似咧，中學期間我哋的確係成日蝦啲男老師嘅，唔知點解，係咯，嗰個都係幾，我覺得都幾 powerful 嘅喺女校嗰種自由度，其實係某方面係。
咁樣，我想再帶去，即係唔一定要咁樣順序嘅，就中意邊個答就邊個答啦。咁樣咁即係你哋4位其實做嘅藝術嘅媒介都有唔一樣嘅地方啦，或者有時係跨媒介嘅情況啦。咁我想問下你哋係點樣預見你哋嘅藝術媒介嘅咧？即係你哋係如何開始你哋嘅藝術實踐咧？
我其實都係我最初係做版畫嘅，但係後尾咧就 即係遇到有個機會做嚟咯，咁一做嚟就真係好中意咯，因為原來嚟真係好差完撳片咁樣咯，咁即係好似即係自己都幾可以控制，即係可以即係一個控制一個 media 咁樣咯，咁我諗最主要佢都係可以做到我想做嘅嘢，就幫我好多咯。你話因為你今日你想講下睇下女性同佢個藝術咧，我覺得有時因為好多人會覺得做陶瓷啦喺香港個圈都係咯，咁好多即係如果喺陶瓷個圈裏邊咧，真係女性係多過男性嘅咁樣。
你覺得有咩原因？有咩可能嘅原因？
唔知從來有冇人會覺得，因為即係話好似話即係啲泥咧，即係你猜佢咧，有時我自己都覺得好似同煮飯咧同整麵包好接近嘅。即係譬如我猜麵，即係猜個泥嗰陣時咧，我哋要落啲 grog 即係改變佢嘅質感嗰啲咁樣樣。咁但係你煮飯都係要加啲糖、加啲鹽，一路咁滲落去。咁有時啲過程即係幾似嘅，即係咁樣。
你話陪
係啊，即係你係點樣去選擇去開始做你嘅媒介啦？繪畫又好啦，又同 ceramics 有。
我真係純粹從自己嘅出發，因為我讀 AV 啦，就每大學其實佢係好翻媒介，即係其實我哋 Year One 同 Year Two 我哋都可以任揀，即係我可以 Semester One 我揀小玻璃 ，Semester Two 就揀ceramic， 之後又揀 Chinese painting、Western painting， 又去到 Final Year 嗰時候先，我哋再 focus 喺我哋想追求嗰個媒介。所以對於我嚟講，我好開心㗎，即係第一、第二年我係狂剔其他科，狂試唔同老師，由最尾我慢慢就會base on 我自己 Final Year，我想有個 concept， 我想 focus 嘅，我先再嗰樣嘢去做我個媒介咯。即係例如我最尾 Final，我覺得 ink 先係一個我可以表達到我嘅 concept 嘅，最尾我就花咗一年時間去咗 exchange 去北京去 study Chinese painting， 咁就希望我嘅創作邊可以再展現多少少呢種 technique 咯。
我從來咧細個咧都成日寫毛筆字嘅，所以 and then 我喺 Calgary 嘅時候咧就有好多 visiting 喺國內嚟嘅老師啊咁樣，咁我去聽佢嘅課，咁然後即係睇佢 demonstration 啊咁樣，咁我覺得毛筆其實係可以好代表，即係我做嘢咧又好簡單嘅，咁啊唔使咁多嘢，就係用支毛筆就可以搞掂咁樣，我覺得有比較方便咯。咁或者其他筆對我嚟講係有難度都唔定嘅，我冇用過，我只係諗住用一樣就算咗。
時時都好中意畫嘢嘅，我唔理係乜嘢程序，咁我自己就最中意混合素材。咁喺美國咧就學油畫嘅，翻到嚟香港咧我就覺得我應該喺水墨嗰邊學啲嘢發揮，咁我就跟咗嶺南派幾個老師，但係我唔係畫湖南谷竹嗰啲，我就係中意學潑墨，因為潑墨由深至淺嗰啲 gradation 咧會學到好多嘢，咁所以我去學嘅時候咧就一早就去老師嗰處，就帶張氈帶大嘅宣紙，就喺天棚學嘅，咁我就潑落去，然後 by the time 佢嗰啲學生到嘅時候咧，我張紙就乾咗，咁我就同個老師傾點樣由深至淺嗰啲 gradation 學到乜嘢，個印象係乜嘢，咁所以好多謝嗰啲老師俾我咁嘅自由學。
咁當時嘅老師有冇話即係佢哋冇就話你要學呢啲嘢，唔好做潑墨呢啲嘢啦，咁大動作咁唔斯文咁樣，但係就覺得
唔係
我哋啱嘅就得
啦。唔緊要，因為呢個楊善生老師好開心嘅，因為我特別早去，咁 by the time 嗰啲學生嚟嘅時候，我嗰啲嘢已經乾咗啦。咁佢會解釋，佢自己都潑墨嘅， 咁我喺佢度學到好多嘢。
其實我又想問下，尤其是即係咁多你4位唔同嘅作品，有時候我諗係好表現到你哋自己個人嘅一啲啊。咁 Rosanna 嘅作品特別其實係由你嘅，無論係探索嘅主題啊，或者係出嚟嘅form都我自己個人就會睇，其實係對社會嘅某一啲建制或者機制，其實有少許嘅批判喺度嘅。問下 Rosanna，即係點解你會做肥嘅女人咧？肥係咪就係唔靚咧？
唔係啊，就係越肥越靚喎，真係。咁我覺得社會有時搞錯咗，點解淨係得一個標準咧？我會問嘅，我其實成日都，因為我嘅作品就係由一個問題開始，即係有個好奇怪嗰個感覺開始，咁不如包括咗個造型咯。反而如果內容嗰方面咧，我就試過拆解中文字啦。我發覺好多中文字咧，就當佢係我覺得未必有一個部首係個女字邊就能夠講嗰個字嘅意思嘅，但係有好多字咧就真係特登，我唔係未必係特登，咁你就要安排個女字喺度喎，咁所以我就想係即係如果我有機會自己做字嘅時候咧，咁我會重新去解讀呢個字係點樣解讀咧，咁同埋好多時即係有啲字即係好似譬如個奸字係3個女字一齊啊嘛，咁我就會好奇怪咯。咁點解唔可以係3個男人嘅呢一個奸字？點解唔可以或者一個女人喺上高下低2個男人，又或者調轉咧左右諸如此類？咁發覺原來可以有7個可能性嘅，即係如果我有機會做字，即係我變咗我諗我做創作時就話，我覺得好大嘅開心就係原來我可以喺自己嘅世界裏邊去即係自己去諗一啲嘢咯。咁曾經我去過中大嗰陣時，就係即係咧就係同佢哋講我自己。即係呢啲女字同埋男字嗰個造字，咁又有一個男同學，佢真係好嬲，佢真係幾嬲。佢話做咩要改啫？呢個字3個女字奸字咪奸字咯，或者一個女加埋2個男，咁如果嬲字咪嬲字，點解你要改啊？咁我咪即係話俾佢聽，點解我唔可以改咧？咁所以我諗當初可能造字嘅個性別咧，我諗不言而喻，可能造字嗰啲人係男性啩。咁於是，我可以喺自己創作嘅空間裏邊咧，就我攞翻個主導權。雖然都好悲觀咯，我覺得係好似係比較 pressure 你即係自己先走翻去，即係想另外一個方向去睇一啲問題咯。
我想問下 Winnie 喺取材方面，其實有時有冇呢啲即係考慮？我見到你嘅作品好多時係做嘅係好精細嘅，甚至乎有時係畫植物啊，甚至乎好似女熊咁樣嘅一啲 gesture， 但係我覺得你其實諗嘅嘢應該係更加唔同嘅，更加想聽下你有冇呢樣諗？
其實咧嗰啲植物咧係代表好多嘢，即係我因為咧我屋企咧種咗100幾200盆花，所以我對啲花草係好認識，即係每一個花每一個草咧，佢有佢自己嘅性，即係自己個 character。幾時生幾時加水加肥啊咁樣，即係好似其實係我哋人一樣，所以我覺得就比較subtle啲啦，譬如用植物啊，用唔同嘅嘢係放埋一齊咧，係即係因為我熟悉嗰個形象咧，所以我就用嗰啲嚟做我嘅嘢，就係咁樣。咁 and then 我覺得因為我睇過好多展覽。睇過好多畫啦，咁我覺得暫時咁嘅方法咧，人哋好快認得係我嘅作品，即係因為而家你要諗一個係你嘅 signature 係非常之難。
但我可唔可以問一問？即係話俾人認識，即係你有個 signature，但係呢個係咪重要啊？即係嗰樣嘢。
重唔重要咧？唔重要又覺得重要，但係出咗嚟嘅時候，你又覺得唔係咁重要。
好遠啊，
係咪啊？而家我唔覺得仲係達到咯，因為仲要其實係咁嘅做法咧，有時喺一張畫整體嚟講咧，係需要有啲嘢聯繫佢，即係將佢完善咗咁咯。即係暫時可以咁諗。咁其實我即係呢幾年咧，其實我好多人睇都知道嗰啲係我嘅畫，唔使即係揾唔到我名嘅。其實嗰啲畫 因為我收埋個名寫得好細嘅咁樣，咁我覺得而家暫時嚟講都對我即係咁樣嘅做法，我都覺得幾開心。
有冇補充啊？Angel？對你自己嘅取材啊？
我其實覺得我好自由嘅，即係我係會好天馬行空，大家諗到啲咩嚟，好似我今次個展覽咁樣，就係因為我哋係圍繞翻成個疫情，我就喺度諗呢疫情期間有啲咩對我感受最深嘅咧，咁我就會畫出嚟咯。咁其實我覺得係你要話其實係好幸運嘅，即係都可以到呢個 moment，我都可以隨心自己想點樣創作就創作，咁呢個我覺得係好幸運嘅嘢嚟嘅。
你嘅作品裏面嗰三個 panel， 唔同嘅 artist figure 有梵高啦，有 Frida Kahlo 啦，第三個我望唔到。但係其實背後去選取去揀呢一啲藝術家背後有冇乜嘢諗法嘅？
其實如果你講話一開始點樣會創作呢四幅畫，其實一開始我就係想對我成個印象最深刻，尤其是我喺香港啊，即係我最深刻就係我有煩惱過究竟買唔買到啲防疫用品嘅，係啦，跟住我屋企人都有同我講過呢個煩惱嘅，跟住真係因為大家都知道其實我之前比較識名場話俾人多人見過，就係我喺紙巾上面畫一啲青花瓷圖案，我嗰個 moment 嗰段時候我真係買唔到紙巾。OK 係啦，即係因為我即係要 base on 2014年我做呢個創作嗰時係因為我就係想用翻 daily object， 大家覺得好廉價，大家基本上係唔會諗過我係買唔到紙巾，即係大家係用紙巾用到好似會嘥擤完鼻涕就會咁，我反而將呢啲大家唔起眼脆弱嘅嘢去變成 artist 啦，俾翻個 power 俾個 concept energy 去，點知去到呢個 moment。竟然係一張我哋平時唔起眼嘅紙巾，就變成一個好昂貴、一個好有價值嘅嘢。咁我覺得呢個社會現象係幾有趣嘅，係啦。跟住亦都係令我諗翻起，我想畫翻啲我覺得印象好深刻嘅一啲 daily object 喺我幅畫入邊。咁就係啲搶購啲防疫用品啦，亦都係關乎翻2020年嘅。咁我畫 artist 係因為我係其中一個 artist，原先我諗我畫我自己戴住口罩嘅。咁但係我諗得唔係啦，我都係畫翻。喺如果當時嗰啲 artist 喺而家呢個時代，應該或者唔同國籍都係會為咗防疫情呢樣嘢去諗一啲計仔嘅，係啦。咁我將佢哋融入嗰邊，全部戴住口罩啦，唔同款嘅口罩。咁然後我最尾就係我想嗰啲作品可以同觀眾有啲聯繫，所以我就決定第4幅作品我加塊鏡喺度，而個鏡個 size exactly 係我嗰啲畫嘅 size。咁我就想，因為我已經 assume 咗啦，疫情到展覽期間都係會戴住口罩嘅。咁當啲觀眾行過嚟望我作品之後，望到塊鏡就會見到自己戴住口罩，咁就 exactly 可以聯繫到啲作品入邊咯。咁我就想啲觀眾有啲同我啲作品喺入邊，佢都係變成作品入邊咁樣咯，咁會好玩，換味性會好啲咁樣。
咁我又再問我下一個問題啦，呢個係一個controversial 啲嘅，其實我又唔覺得 controversial， 我覺得係一個好有意義可以去 debate 或者去討論一個問題，即係總會間唔中每個幾年咧，香港藝術嘅圈啦，或者其實全世界嘅藝術圈咧，都會講話女性藝術家嘅位置其實喺藝術世界裏面係乜嘢啦，或者係藝術史裏面係乜嘢啦。咁我就想問下你哋幾位對女性藝術家嘅呢個標籤有咩諗法啦？或者又然後再問下你有冇所謂女性藝術呢一樣嘢咧？其實我諗可能每個人嘅睇法都唔一樣，咁我覺得希望可以了解下你哋嘅諗法。
我從來冇諗過女性藝術家點樣做乜嘢。我覺得藝術係男女一樣嘅，同埋睇下你家庭背景，睇下你讀書咩學校，受咩老師影響，你自己發揮嘅啫。我對呢樣嘢答唔到你。
即係可能你嘅考慮未必係從一個性別上嘅考慮，反而係社會階級經濟嘅一啲 access 上面去令到一個人作為藝術家嘅發展，你覺得咁樣嘅影響係更加大？可唔可以咁樣講咧？
我記得嗰陣時我讀大學嘅時候，嗰啲人就話讀藝術好多錢㗎，仲貴過讀醫啊咁。 咁但係有陣時你唔可以因為呢啲因素嚟到控制自己轉行嘅啊。你總言之就係聽其自然。What you can afford, you do it, and what you like, you do it. You just pursue your passion，係咪？
我覺其實 Nancy 嗰個講法一樣，其實你自己出發就唔會諗嘅，即係你唔會話我要做個女性藝術家咁樣走出嚟做嘢，呢你就好自然咁去做嘢。但係我諗喺個藝術理論嗰個範疇裏邊咧，佢係成立一個獨立嘅體系嘅研究嚟嘅。咁同埋我哋有時即係會參加一啲真係會即係被 label 咗叫做女性。即係有幾多個女性去做嘅展覽，其實Winnie 都曾經2年前就同我哋喺聖 Petersburg 咧，佢就組織過一次。但係我又反而覺得嗱，點解我要特登要標榜咗女性藝術？我可能一方面咧就係話，我哋嗰個 presence 咧都唔係咁夠嘅，咁所以好似要人哋幫我哋一把咁咧，就會將你框咗出嚟咯。但係如果係男女平等到根本係完全冇咗呢一條界線嘅時候咧，就冇咁樣必要㗎。因為而家全男好少見到個標榜嘅男性藝術家展覽。咁如果唔標榜嗰時咧，就好似就總之你就知道一係就係co-ed 啦嚇，一係就係淨係男士咁樣樣咯嚇。咁不如揾下 Winnie 嗱，嗰時其實好多謝你咁樣2年前，咁我真係未去過聖 Petersburg，咁係好開心一個經驗。我哋8個女人，唔知點解有咁巧有8個嘅咧，揀9個，
兩台麻雀。
我冇搞自己講。
嗰男嘅係特別揀同聖 Petersburg 裏邊一般嘅 art form 唔同嘅 artist。即係我哋嗰一次批作品係同佢哋一般 traditional 嘅完全唔同，所以嗰次都算好成功嘅嚇。咁如果講女藝術家啊咁多人，譬如我哋睇某啲畫咧，如果你唔睇個名，你會唔會知佢係男仔女仔？所以覺得名只係一樣嘢，另外一樣嘢即係點樣 match，即係點樣嗰樣嘢係你嘅啫。我認為藝術咧，純粹係睇嗰個作品裏邊嘅。咁如果話有女性藝術家，咁我哋女仔咪多幾個展覽咯，就係咁。咁probably 以前咧男仔係多啲嘅，即係男性畫家係多啲嘅。咁而家我諗以後會唔同嘅。而家讀藝術嘅女仔多好多，讀音樂嘅一樣，所以。可能以後音樂家女仔都多好多，所以呢個可能我哋今年講完，以後都唔使講。
當然我有，因為係以後都唔使再講，即係
講女性啊，
或者女性
藝術啊，
再咁樣先。
好啱啊！因為其實如果講翻我讀大學嗰年，我哋個學系啦，你講100個學生啦。有90個係女仔，10個係男仔。嗰時候我哋我係上莊嘅學生會嚟，我哋係根本揾唔到男仔一齊去做呢個學生會。係嗰時候係全女班咯，我哋係唯一屆全女班去做學生會嘅。咁由我哋搞到活動，搬台、搬凳、搬木箱，全部我哋一手包辦嘅。所以其實我都突然間諗翻起，又好似係畢業生嗰啲，其實基本上好多。我唔知呢幾年啦，即係都係我哋嗰屆其實好多都係女仔嘅。咁但係呢個亦都係令我，因為我上次同你哋一齊開個會㗎，我都講過就我少少我自己個人經歷就係嗰時候我喺12至13年我就去咗 exchange， 我去咗北京去讀1年Chinese painting， 咁去國畫。跟住我啲老師咧基本上大半連我啲同學大半班都係男仔為主嘅，即係同香港嘅情況好一樣嘅。咁其實我印象最深刻就係個老師真係喺我哋班啲同學仔，或者喺我面前有講過，就係佢覺得，因為佢哋會諗埋讀 master 讀研究生慢慢升上佢個學歷，佢會覺得通常女仔都會揀升上去讀 master， 因為佢哋畢完業之後佢哋需要結婚生小朋友，而佢收嘅學生咧都係以男性為 主嘅。咁我係好唔認同，因為我覺得個觀入邊點解？咁我只能夠話我哋在座嗰啲藝術家，香港藝術家都好幸運，我哋係真係從我哋唔係身份出發，係從我哋創作嘅理念，從我哋嘅熱情。咁但係就發覺喺唔同嘅語境下或者唔同嘅地方社會，的確係存在好啲人係會將 art piece 分男同女咯。咁係有嘅。
我諗緊嘅所謂男性嘅藝術或者女性嘅藝術並唔係一個褒貶嘅 adjective 啊嘅形容詞啊，反而嘅諗係我會覺得作為女性，其實你喺社會上對你有好多唔同嘅要求，好多人其實你要係做媽媽啦，你又要係全職工作啦，然後你有啲情況之下，你再去 make extra time 去 create 一啲 magic time 去做你想做。咁其實我嘅個人嘅諗法係喺一個咁嘅社會狀態之下，你作為一個追求自己夢想嘅女性嘅時候，你對世界嘅觀察係要特別嘅獨到啦，亦都要特別嘅有力。咁而我個人覺得有時候呢啲係能夠喺藝術家嘅作品裏面體現出嚟。咁所以即係我亦都會有時會諗啦，其實有所謂嘅女性藝術家亦都係咁樣嘅諗法咯，即係佢其實係嘗試去遠離嗰種話係男性就係 dominant 嘅，女性就係所謂嘅 minority， 都唔係咁樣嘅諗法。咁但係又翻去我再有好多其他嘅問題，另外一個問題就係都係應該翻嚟一個歷史性嘅問題，可能因為真係社會一路以嚟嘅有一啲嘅框架啦，或者秩序嘅關係，好多有館藏嘅機構啊，無論係藝術館啦，甚至乎係亞洲藝術協會自己，我哋個館藏裏面其實大部分嘅館藏都係以男性藝術家嘅作品或者係文獻庫或者係訪談為多。咁我又想問下幾位，其實你對呢樣嘢有咩諗法啦？或者覺得如果要去正視呢一個問題，去改變呢一個現狀，你有乜嘢意見啊？或者有冇咩 advice 俾我？即係除咗當然就係收多啲女性藝術家喺我哋嘅館藏裏邊，去令到呢個即係令到個論述同埋嗰個故事更加多元啊咁。呢個可能覺得唔關藝術家事嘅，呢個係要做歷史嘅人去做嘅事，亦都係交流嘅。
你簡單再講下你個問題。
我冇啊，我都成條問題，我問晒我個問題。
你咪講緊收藏啊？
係啊，講收藏。
我諗即係由最基本做起啩，應該係咪？即唔係我諗係即係話，好似正話睇你都講過，如果嗰個唔係問題就冇問題㗎啦咁樣。咁所以變咗就話，如果一係個制度上就已經係改變咗啦，即係或者坐 board 嘅人嘅態度可能係改變咗，或者但呢一種一層一層褪落嚟咧，我覺得要由嗰個細路嗰個教育開始。因為最主要就係即係人係貴平等嗰樣嘢咯。咁你冇大家都係平等嘅時候，即係根本就嗰個問題完全唔存在啦。但而家好可能或者即係坐喺某一啲即係機制裏邊，即係某一啲位置裏邊，會唔會就即係嗰個 gender 會有影響咧？
但係我諗咧，藝術館或者任何機構咧，佢哋收藏作品咧係唔應該係睇係男係女。你唔放個名咁，你點樣樣咧？係咪？I think 佢應該係睇個畫。睇個作品然後決定咯，即係唔應該話有幾多個 proportion 係 male，有幾多個 proportion 係 female，就唔應該話因為冇唔夠女性藝術家咁屋企就擺一個，未必係可以 competitive 嘅上去。咁我諗呢樣係唔會咁樣做。我諗就算即係以前點解館藏係多啲，可能以前女仔藝術家係比較少啲，或者佢哋嘅PR 冇咁做得咁多，或者 whatever 嗰啲佢個 reason 我 behind 嗰啲我就唔清楚。但係我諗以後咧，或者而家呢個年代係唔應該係有得會分嘅，應該唔會分。我諗即係你完全一 open 你參加 你接受咗，你個作品係 OK 嘅就得啦，係咪？咁你個個改晒男仔嘅，
一個佢
唔係嘅，我諗個 Winnie 講嗰樣嘢好重要就係話，即係其實你睇係要睇個 work，但係問題咧就係話，即係點解？正話都提到點解係一路以來，即係唔係講而家，亦都唔係講將來，就話點解係即係總之係男嘅藝術家多啲，咁你自然就你想特登去編排去收女藝術家都收唔到啦，因為根本唔存在啊嘛，或者嗰個量根本唔夠。咁所以我淨係就講，可能係即係話係咪大家即係如果要想做藝術家，即係或者感覺到要想做 artwork 嘅，都係個機會個係均等嘅咧。
我唔知我咁樣講啦，不過咧我呢個 talk 之前我自己喺網上睇咗篇文章咁樣啦，不過唔係關於女性藝術家，係關於BBC 佢做咗個研究就發覺歷代即係唔係歷代，即係一直嚟講發覺好多男記者嘅報導係多過女記者嘅，跟住佢哋嘅提出一個 policy 就係話我哋要做到50-50，即係有50% 係男嘅記者嘅報導可以出現啦，跟住50% 係女嘅記者報導。咁但係呢個好多爭議性嘅，咁但係佢哋至少我覺得有個大嘅機構發現原來一直都存在，即係佢哋嘗試用性別啊，可能認同嘅大家，即係上性別去令到社會出現翻嗰個我哋叫公平性咁樣，可能佢哋自己都唔懷疑原來咁多男性係喺社會無形間得到一啲 benefit 嘅。咁但係我都好同意 Winnie 講就係，其實喺我哋而家嘅教育或者嗰個理念，其實我哋係做任何嘢，我哋都係唔會刻意去分女性同男性，反而我哋去講嗰時候咧，我已經將呢樣嘢刻意化咗啦咁樣。咁我記得我上次之前同你哋傾偈，我都覺得就話，咦點解而家社會出現呢啲嘢咧，就有機會變成一個嘅 topic，係大家都想去傾嘅，或者係變成一個 media 好 eye-catching 一樣嘢，就係OK 女性 artist 大展咁樣，跟住就好多報導，好多咁嘅宣傳，咁變成好多人去留意啦咁樣。所以我諗其實都好多因素咁樣去牽連住呢樣嘢咯。
我有啲出咗時間，我繼續講。
我可以問個問題嘅。I guess just following up on your question about the imbalances in the I guess in the public institutions between women and men artists. So based on your conversation, you're saying that it's not something that should or necessarily needs to be addressed directly in that way. But I've noticed that in the West in particular, maybe not so much in Hong Kong, but in the US and also in Europe, there's actually institutions now that are making a big effort to correct that imbalance, up to the point where they're saying this year we are only going to collect female artists and not any male artists. So I was just wondering from your standpoint as for female artists, do you agree with that, or do you think that's kind of a bit patronizing because they're trying to correct this imbalance? Yeah, I was just wondering what your viewpoint on that was. And do you think it should be something that's done in Hong Kong? Because I believe in Hong Kong Museum of Art and probably M+, there is, you know, this type of imbalance.
I don't think my opinion matters at this moment.
I think I would welcome that really. Yeah, so the more of my work will be collected.
我覺得唔需要，即係我覺得應該係公平嚟做咯，唔需要即係變。如果你真係接受咗呢樣嘢咧，咁啊變咗女人真係弱者，我覺得係咁樣。呢個係我唔覺得啱嚇。即係同埋因為點解以前即係同埋你又要睇個 population， 你其實你個 population 有幾多男性女性係幾多 ，and also 即係你唔係話咁簡單嘅圖嚟講，即係今年收女仔，或者你今年收 ceramics， 你出年收版畫， 咁係 make more sense 我覺得。
首先我第一時間諗就係我同我親弟一樣都話，耶！係嗰啲哇，多一個係真係個女性嘅，即係我有機會咁樣耶咁樣，即係我有機會 apply 啦咁樣，即係如果從好私心咁講就，有個係真係專課女性 artist， 即係唔諗咁多社會 issue 嘅，我覺得好嘢，呢個我可以即係個 pool 會少啲。點解咁講咧？其實又係翻我以前中學嘅經驗，就係點解我屋企人將我去 apply 落女校園，佢哋其中一個 concern 係因為覺得我女校我多啲位淨課女仔，我個女就更加可以入到啲好嘅女校，唔好話定男女校，因為男女校仲要同男仔去競爭，所以嗰時候已經可能有個諗法就係、原來有啲嘢係我哋女仔可以得到啲更多 benefit 嘅，如果從屋企人嘅咁樣，咁當然呢個唔係而家大家想追求嘅一個社會balance 嗰個狀態啦咁樣，咁但係我如果從好自私一個我係開心嘅，不過我諗其實點解會而家 resident 嚟外國或者其實唔止外國，好多地方其實的確係出現男女嗰種無論職業啦，嗰種畫家或者係嗰種地位或者攞到嗰啲利益咧，其實都係唔平均，即係 balance 嘅，係有呢個出現。所以點解而家咁多人先會覺得係強調一樣嘢，就係令人去明白其實我哋人一生出嚟應該係平等嘅。其實我諗而家到我哋仲講緊係因為的確係社會仲未係將呢樣嘢變成一個我哋覺得人一出嚟應該係冇分男女。只不過我哋身體嘅結構有啲唔同啫嘛，但係我哋做啲嘢完全無論男或女，我哋都去做㗎 ，why not？ 即係我諗未仲係出現呢個咁大同嘅世界，所以就會，但係我覺得都開心嘅，其實就係至少大家有呢個諗法，就係想改變翻之前以往好耐歷史入邊出現一啲唔 balance 嘅嘢，然後大家都想慢慢將大家變成一個嚟我哋小朋友將來嘅小朋友一出世，佢嘅社會出現都係唔會再分男女藝術家，係一開始係睇作品先，睇個 quality 咁樣去咯。咁但係我覺得係需要 take time 嘅。
我諗最好而家咧，可能做一個咧，一個 museum 只係 for female 啊，全部 artwork 係女藝術家嘅，即係未必。instead of 即係收多啲男仔啊女仔啊，
係一個
做一個
另外嘅 situation。
female
That's a fascinating proposition.
係嘛？咁就
Abstract 我覺得啱啱呢一段對話其實體現咗一樣，其實喺香港嘅藝術圈或者即係喺一個咁樣嘅語境之下去講男女分別或者係所謂女性主義係即係幾咁困難嘅時候，係好多時候你會頭碰着黑，即係我覺得頭先好得意嘅就係發現其實去探討呢樣嘢嘅時候，喺香港嘅藝術圈，大家嘅諗法其實係充滿住矛盾嘅。即係例如話，好似你話你係反對去，即係唔贊成去收多啲女性藝術家，但背後其實都係係一個好自主嘅諗法，就我唔需要人去幫我。呢個就係因為我要去，即係我自己嘅 quality 就係好嘅，咁我就唔需要一個 system 去輔助我呢樣嘢。其實呢個我都會係啦，唔需要壓。係而你又唔覺得需要，即係一個現有嘅 system 佢有一啲 implicit 嘅 bias 喺裏面，係需要去改變。我覺得呢個其實係一個係更加強嘅一個嘅立場。而我覺得係其實就係需要有呢啲咁樣嘅對話去抽絲剝繭咁樣去睇翻呢啲其實好似相矛盾嘅立場裏面，其實出發點可能係有相通之處。呢個係我覺得非常之特別，亦都係喺講香港嘅藝術裏面女性藝術家嘅定位一個好重要嘅一個 point。呢個問題呢個時候係咪可以問下現場觀眾有冇問題咧，或者係喺網絡嘅觀眾裏邊有冇問題咧？冇問題。Any question？
我想要答啊，好明顯嘅。但係我想講咧，今晚咧你哋來嘅14個啦，我哋男嘅。
Yeah. So bring more men.
Exactly. But
Thank you.
我自己咧，作為一個學者咧，其實都冇諗過係男係女嘅。一路咧，我覺得我就係一個學者，一個藝術史嘅研究者，或者係大學嘅教授。咁但係咧，當我初開始教書嘅時候咧，我係比較早咧，即係話攞到博士班學位，而翻去母校教書嘅。我發覺係好少嘅，而且咧係佢哋見咗我咧，選我入去各種嘅委員會咧，我都係 token woman。嗰陣時候70年代初期咧，好興 token woman，所以我做咗好多年嘅 token woman。咁即係話咧，女性無論係喺藝術界或者係學術界咧，真係好少數。咁當然咧喺學術界咧，嗰陣時又未必有咁多女學生咧願意一路咧讀到上去博士學位嘅。咁所以入大學教書嘅機會咧就自然係好少，而且嗰陣時候咧係男女咧同工不同酬嘅。咁所以呢個咧好似好遙遠咁，但係我自己親身經歷嘅。咁當然咧，呢一個已經改進咗啦。第一步同工同酬，但係福利亦都咧係未唔平等嘅。咁直到今日咧，我相信咧就係都基本上咧都消除咗呢啲嘅差別性嘅待遇啦。咁我教書嘅時候咧，同樣地咧都係藝術系中大嘅藝術系咧，都係女仔多，男仔少。咁嗰陣時候咧，其實係因為香港嘅家長咧覺得藝術揾唔到飯食，揾唔到工作，所以唔鼓勵佢哋嘅仔去讀藝術嘅。咁所以咧，藝術系永遠咧都係女生多過男生。但係嗰陣時候咧，我咧係想做一個研究計劃，就係睇畢業嘅時候嘅男女嘅比例，10年之後有幾多人仲係喺藝術圈可以咧係堅持創作嘅，或者係20年之後有幾多成名，有幾多位成名，咁你會發覺咧嗰個數字咧係非常懸殊嘅，即係女學生多，但係能夠堅持一件創作嘅咧係好少嘅。咁而男仔咧就咧，當佢有心去做藝術嘅時候咧，就已經咧立心咧係要做藝術家嘅。咁所以咧，同埋佢哋亦都有更多嘅機會，更大嘅推動力。咁所以咧，但係雖然嗰陣時候咧，我最終都冇做到一種咁嘅 social studies 嘅 statistics 嘅研究，但係咧，你從剛才Hui-kiu講話，100個學生有90個，但係幾年之後你畢業6年，幾多個仲係喺度繼續創作咧？嗰10個男仔幾多個喺度創作咧？你可以諗一諗。咁事實上咧係有呢一個差別嘅際遇啊。咁所以我唔覺得咧係話我哋要有一個 quota 去收幾多女仔學生，收幾多男仔學生，亦都唔覺得咧要揾即係話構藏要有乜嘢嘅 quota 咩嘅預算。但係我覺得咧，係我哋應該咧有開放嘅思維，俾多啲機會女性嘅藝術家。咁而咧，我亦都唔反對咧，就話將女性藝術家咧係作為一個議題嚟到咧係研究，嚟到咧係建立。咁咧就，但係呢一個咧，我哋要知道，我哋而家講緊嘅咧係一種 gender 即係話女性作為女人去做創作， 我就同話70年代以嚟所提出嘅所謂嗰種女性主義咧，其實係有分別嘅。我哋一路嘅討論咧係冇接觸到呢個咁嚴肅嘅問題。咁咧就呢個 feminism 呢個咧，其實咧係好複雜，而咧係牽涉好廣泛嘅社會經濟思想等等嘅。咁呢個咧其實咧就有部即係亦都代表咗一種女性追求自由同埋解放嘅嗰種嘅意願。咁所以咧，我覺得咧就係唔係因為而家我哋有啲女仔，有啲女藝術家有某啲嘅成就，而覺得咧個世界改變咗，其實未嘅咁咧，我哋係要不斷咧係討論落去。咁咧，但係最緊要咧，我都覺得咧就係我哋要自強我哋要追求一個更高嘅創作或者學術嘅嗰個目標。咁咧就咧係能夠咧係提升女性嘅喺藝術方面嘅地位同埋貢獻嘅。
Thank you. I think on that very informative and insightful question or comment by Professor Mei-Ching Kao, I would like to wrap up our talk by thanking everyone who's here, as well as our guest speakers, Michelle for moderating, and Nancy, Rosanna, Winnie, and Angel for sharing all their insightful comments on being a woman artist in today's age. It seems that most of them are quite strong-willed, and they are strong artists, and the outcome of their discussion revolves around why do we need to kind of stereotype or put the women artists into a particular box. An artist is an artist, and I think that most of us here agree. But there probably still is a long way to come for the general public to acknowledge that and to recognize that. But we hope that that is a goal that we can all work towards. Thank you.